start from our main the server.js. Before we could get in, try to log in using our main URL. This is where we'll be directed to their index. From this index, the JS, let's get over there using our route index.js. And then in the index.js, we have the get authentication login. When we been directed to get or authenticated and then login, if we could see, if we get down to our server.js, you could also see our authentication, and then from there it directs us to our dashboard when we successfully log in. So before we get to our dashboard will try to check in on the utility and check in our index that in our utility.js we have the check login. It tries to check if we are actually logging or passed our authentication. If we have passed our authentication, we are gonna have a notice that we are logging. And then if we do not pass, we are gonna have a notice, please log in. And then when we successfully log in, we will see our dashboard, our get dashboard over here, and then the dashboard is being delivered. Okay, let's hit right down there and check how this works. Get render. Let me just try and copy the URL from my code here. Okay, down here as soon as possible. Hit enter. And then you could see the login view. And then when we click on login with Google for the Google authentication, then we choose our account. For now, I'm using my own account or a new account created. Then we accept the terms and condition. Then press the continue. And then the home view, the dashboard view is being delivered. And we could check our route using, let's copy this URL. We could check our route functionality using the Swagger UI by typing in your API /enter. Okay, this is our Swagger UI. First of all, let's test the get our user. If you log in, you could see all the users that are being logged in. But the only problem we have here that you could only see the user being logged into the website and then store your information, but you could not see the user tags. Maybe you're trying to get the user tags, and maybe you're trying to create your own tags. You don't want any other person to see your tags. And what you have to do, we have set all that only people who are authorized are the initial user that maybe probably you log into the website with your own ID. You could only get your tags maybe by their tax ID. So let's see all the users. Let's try this out. Execute. And then we see all the users. This one with the user ID over here. Let's just try and copy this one. We have here the name being displayed, the first name, the last name, the email address, and what server details we have in there being stored over there. And then let's get all text for the signing user. I'm gonna get the text only pertaining to me because I'm been signing over here. Okay, the text now is empty. So what I'm trying to do now, I will try and create a text for myself, and then get back and check if I created the text. Okay, let me assign to. Let me try out. Assign to. Let me copy the particular user. I assign to this user by ID. This is the user ID, and then I don't want to type in because of time. I'll just try to type in random stuff. Then type in here. Then increase this time to 216. Okay, let me just put 2020. Then that will come up in validation telling me that the data is actually error. Tax validation failed due to Tuesday, August, blah blah blah. Is not a valid future date. Let me just go ahead and then increase the date to 2026 and then try it again. That's cute. And then, well, I have the response of my tax being sent. This is what I created. This is the tax being assigned to this person here. And then when we have created our tax, let me try and copy this tax ID. This is our tax ID. Get tax per ID. Try this out, and then get over here, paste, execute. We could see our tax here. You can see we have our tax here. everything is working fine. And then let me go ahead and try and update the tags and by the same ID using the tags ID rests. And then what I'm gonna do, type in random stuff in the description, type in random stuff, and then increase the dex to 2027. Then let's keep. Oh, I have a response, but the invalid. This is an invalid assigned user ID. Oh, let's go ahead and get the user ID over here. I think this should be a user ID because it's created by this in particular. Let's go ahead and where is the user assigned to then? Paste it here. Then execute. Then the response body. What do we have here? Is it the right thing? Okay, we have the response of what we actually did. This is the response over here. And then what next? Let me just try and delete the tags created by ID. This is the tags ID. Get over here. Try this out. Execute. Tags has been deleted successfully. Let me try and type in some random tag ID and try and execute. See the validation. Fail to delete tags. Cast divide object. Blah blah blah. That is what we have. Okay, for clarity, we have two databases, the contact database and the task manager database in our Mongo database.com atlas. And then if you could see in the user, we have the Google ID, your display name, your first name, last name, email, and the tax is being, and the user is being registered. And then we have the tax over here. We have the title, the description, ending, priority, the due date assigned to, and then the created by, the tag, the attachment, created and updated. Thank you.